Well, they got this crap on TV about this Charlie Sheen over and over and over and over again. Bluntly and simply put, to most people, this guy sounds like a raving lunatic. But if you understand how the game is played, it makes perfect sense what this guy is doing. Most TV and movie stars and musicians, the upper echelon type, are all working for the CIA. Whether you know that or not, or whether you believe that or not, it's how it works. They have access to places that most people don't. It's always been that way because the movie industry and the music industry all have one thing in common, and it's to persuade you to think in a certain way. That's why all movies have an underlying message to them. That's why all songs have an underlying message to them. They're not all about love and sex and rock and roll. You know, it's not all Gone with the Wind, you know, and Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. There are mind techniques, there are control techniques. Every one of these guys, including this Charlie Sheen, is a CIA operative. Now, what is he doing? He's going around. This is all staged. Don't think that he quit 2.5 Men. You know, thank God he quit. The mentality of all of those shows are beneath the third grader. What is he doing? He's going around from town to town, and the ones that they've picked. He did Detroit, he did Chicago, now he's going to Cleveland, so I imagine he's doing, he's going to be hitting major cities. He is passing on information via these, what you would call, crazy ramblings, and I can show you exactly what he's saying. But if I do that, then I have to show you the bigger picture, and I don't think I'm ready to do that at this time. However, all you need to know at this point is he is nothing more than an operative that is passing on information to agents that are waiting in the wings for their information. Once again, I told you the safest way to get information across is you do it in story form. And that story doesn't have to make sense to you. It makes sense to the guy that's sitting there waiting to hear the story. Because he's already been informed of there's a point A and there's a point B. You know, is the ending of the story going to be the point A, or is the end of the story going to be point B? That's what this guy is doing. He's running around giving information about steps that have been taken and completed, or steps that need to be taken. And we are being set up in such a huge way. And I can tell you this, every single bit of this stuff goes right back to the Vatican. And whether you understand what the tie to the Vatican is with this country, and with the world for that matter, just stop and look for a minute and ask yourself, why does the Swiss Guard walk around with the Pope? Why? Because he represents the modern day banking system. The modern day banking system as we know it today came from a joint venture between the Knights Templar, which are the Masons, and the Vatican. But before that, it goes back to the Canaanites, Cain, the original murderer, and the Phoenicians, who were a warring, seafaring organization. Okay? So this stuff goes all the way back. We're being set up, trust me. Mass murder is going to occur in this country on a scale that you can't even imagine. Okay? So if you think that all these TV shows and stuff are funny and you like all this stuff, you better wake up. Because all they've been doing is entertaining you and passing on messages for years and years and years. Fox News does it every single day. You remember the video I did with the piano that was on a sandbar? Remember that? And I had people from all over the world emailing me saying, well, they're showing that down here. Supposedly it was a prank, yeah? Supposedly it was a prank that some high school kid put a piano on a sandbar. Well, that type of piano is about 670 pounds. I think it was half a mile offshore or something. No, that's not what that was. A piano does what? A piano creates a tune. Okay? And a tune is a tone. Okay? And so that was nothing more than a symbol to tell them to tune to something. Perhaps to a certain frequency, whatever. Okay? Who knows what the hell they're doing? We are being set up. The Vatican is behind all of this. Trust me. And it isn't because, as Early says, they're pedophiles. There is a movement on this planet to eradicate about 97% of the people. And like I said, I'm not willing to go there yet. I will. But, and it won't be too long from now. But I'm just telling you, this thing between the Jews and the Nazis. Remember the video I did with the eye, which is Saturn? And on one side you had Hebrew writing, on the other side you had Roman. Well, that would make no sense because the Roman is Vatican. When Rome fell, the Vatican picked up where they left off. So if these guys are death enemies, why are they using why is the Catholic Church using Hebrew writing? And it has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. You know, you need to get off that train right now. It has nothing to do with Jesus Christ. You know, I believe in Jesus Christ, but I believe that the stories that they have perpetrated about him have been convoluted. I think that he was a much more of a radical individual than this good-looking 6'4" tall man walking around in clean white linen. Matter of fact, the Bible says that he was a small, rather unattractive man, and that he was mistaken on at least a couple of occasions as John the Baptist. John the Baptist, the guy that ran around in the desert, never washed and ate locusts. Doesn't sound like the guy in the painting that I know. Anyway, once again, I'm going to end this. Charlie Sheen, like all your top actors and movie stars, are CIA operatives. They all are. They are using him to pass on information in key cities via what you would call crazy ramblings. But they're not, because the rambling that he's giving direction on what needs to be done or what has been done. And the safest way to do that is within a story within a story. That's why the Old Testament is written, why people go, I don't get it, I don't get it. Because a lot of them are stories within stories. Okay? They're stories and stories. I told you the serpent in the beginning in the Garden of Eden is time. You see it, it's a circle. It's a snake biting his tail. It goes round and round. It's called Oribus. That's the serpent. Okay? That's what we're dealing with here. So there's stories and stories. And so because you don't get it, because he's going blah, 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 and he's saying all this crazy bullshit, okay? He does, and I'll put it in a video, he does say, well, you don't understand. He said, Adonai DNA. He says, Adonis DNA. Well, Adonis comes from Adonai. Adonai is the god of the abyss. The abyss is where those things hang out, and it's at the bottom of the ocean. Okay? I've got all this. I've got his whole routine. Okay, and his interviews on TV. He says his DNA is from Adonai. Adonai is not the god of the creation. He's the god of this planet. Okay? And if you have done your studies, you'll know that over in Somalia is where the Gulf of Aden. Adonai. Okay? There's information being passed on there, but you guys go on and believe what you want to believe. Well, that's all I got to say for right now. So, like I said, it's not all gloom and doom. I do put in goofy videos, so whatever. Suit yourself. Make up your own mind.